Viewers, the Kanpur Lamborghini rampage is a case that once again exposes the privileges that VVIPs enjoy and their brazen misuse of power. What seemed like an open and shut case of a speeding supercar ramming into pedestrians has now raised the same disturbing questions again. Does the law only apply to common citizens? Because how is it possible that a high-speed luxury car rams into pedestrians and several vehicles, throws a biker nearly 10 feet into the air, but the person allegedly behind the wheel remains untouched by law? The accident took place on the 8th of February, but an FIR was registered by the police only today. Moreover, it has been over 48 hours and the police are yet to question Shivam Sharma, the son of VVIP tobacco tycoon K K Mishra in this case. Shivam Mishra, beg your pardon. No arrest, no medical examination and no alcohol test conducted so far. Shivam Mishra's blood sample, a crucial evidence in this investigation, has not been collected yet. More than 48 hours have passed since this incident, which now makes it difficult to establish even whether Shivam was driving under the influence of alcohol. But what's even more bizarre is how Shivam's father, K K Mishra, and lawyer Mrityunjay Kumar maintain that Shivam was not even behind the wheel at the time of the incident. They claim that it was their driver, Mohan, who was driving the Lamborghini, and Shivam was merely a passenger, allegedly in a state of shock after the crash. Listen in.
ड्राइवर चला रहा था, लेकिन जो मौके का वीडियो सामने आया उसमें शिवम को ड्राइविंग सीट से निकाला गया है।
शिवम को ड्राइविंग सीट से निकाला गया, उसका प्रॉपर आप वीडियो फिर से देख लीजिए। जो मुझे रिपोर्ट मिली, मैं वहाँ था
नहीं, वो वीडियो आपने
नहीं, खुद पुलिस कमिश्नर भी इस बात को कह रहे हैं कि शिवम गाड़ी चला रहा है।
पुलिस कमिश्नर साहब का कहना है कि शिवम गाड़ी चला रहा था, ऑन माइक रिकॉर्ड उन्होंने बोला है। इस पर आप क्या कहने कमिश्नर साहब?
बोल रहे हैं, अगर कोई बोल रहा है तो
कौन गलत बोल रहा है?
कमिश्नर, कानपुर कमिश्नर गलत बोल रहे हैं।
अभी ऐसा है, जब वो गाड़ी चला ही नहीं रहे थे, जब वो एक्चुअली में ये जो केस है वो एक्सीडेंट का केस है, और एक्सीडेंट का जो केस है, जो FIR दर्ज हुई है, वो एक्सीडेंट पर FIR दर्ज हुई है। जब वो गाड़ी ड्राइव ही नहीं कर रहे थे तो उनके ऊपर कोई मामला वैसे भी नहीं बनता है।
But CCTV footage accessed by Times Now clearly shows that Shivam's Lamborghini was being followed by his bouncer's car, and later in the next sequence you see the bouncer's car and not the Lamborghini. This, viewers, highlights that it was Shivam who was indeed driving the luxury car, which has now been seized by police for further investigation. Even the police is confident that it was Shivam who was driving the car at the time of the accident.
ये गाड़ी लैम्बोर्गिनी है, पुलिस कस्टडी में लाई गई है। बाद में क्योंकि गाड़ी के नंबर से हमें पूरा डिटेल मिला और उस डिटेल पे हमें लग गया कि ये शिवम नाम का लड़का इसको ड्राइव कर रहा था। शिवम भी ऑनर भी है उसके, उसमें FIR पंजीकृत हो चुकी है, गाड़ी सीज हो चुकी है और उचित धाराएं हैं उनके तहत अभियोग पंजीकृत करके विवेचना जारी कर दी गई है।
And as questions mount over the Kanpur Lamborghini case, there are several glaring gaps in the investigation that have come under scrutiny. These are the big loopholes that are now raising serious concerns. Loophole 1, the fact that there was no immediate arrest as far as this entire case is concerned. Loophole number 2, no medical or alcohol test that was conducted. Loophole 3, cops say that one person was injured. Eyewitnesses claim that there were 6. Loophole number 4, the driver swap defense that has been given. Loophole number 5, the delay in filing FIR and unclear sections that have been invoked initially. So the big questions tonight are, why was there a delay in registering a complaint in this entire case? Why was the accused not named in the FIR immediately? Did the cops treat Shivam Mishra favorably? Did the tobacco baron exert influence over the cops? Were there attempts to push for a settlement? And given the inebriation suspicion, where is the medical test that has been conducted? Debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 10. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us for more on the story, we have Rohit Agarwal, spokesperson of the RLD. Karan Verma, author, is with us here in the studio. Dr. Vikram Singh is a former DGP of UP. We have Kapil Madan, advocate and political analyst, joining us. Akhilesh Katiyar is national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. I'm going to start with you, sir, Mr. Vikram Singh. First and foremost, how is it possible that an individual who is responsible, involved in such an accident, there's no interrogation that has happened for 48 hours? His medical samples, blood samples have not been collected. The person has actually reached New Delhi, the national capital. all under the pretext or guise of some kind of treatment that is going on. What exactly is the police doing in this case?
Good evening, Madhav and gentlemen. Well, nothing shocks and surprises us any longer because there are two sets of rules, one for the haves and the other for the have-nots. This kind of a favored and the most favored treatment is only for the likes of Salman Khan and Shivam Mishra. And I'm not surprised at all. What you talk of 5 loopholes, I find them 5 horrible fault lines in the investigation, not to incorporate the name of the main accused in the FIR as a named accused, to dilute the charges as far as the charges are concerned. Number 3, have you ever heard of a person being airlifted to Delhi for a treatment under these circumstances? I mean, I really don't know what kind of a super VIP treatment. I do hope that you have a medical college, you have super specialty hospitals in Kanpur. They were not sufficient, perhaps, to give the adequate treatment to Shivam Mishra, and therefore he was airlifted. I have my strong suspicion that he was airlifted to Delhi so that he gets away from the scene and the spotlight, and also delay the blood test, and also the delay also would be indicative of the fact that the alcohol in the bloodstream, the suspected alcohol in the bloodstream, is diluted to the extent it is never detected at all. The treatment that Shivam has got is an absolute scandal, and nothing short of a scandal with the capital S.
Respond to that. Rohit, I want Rohit Agarwal to take that question. Rohit Agarwal, here you have somebody who's been a former Director General of Police in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and here with his experience he's saying this. There are 2 sets of rules end of the day. UP, which prides itself on its improved law and order situation, when it comes to big tycoons and their VVIP brat sons, allows them to have a free run and do whatever they want in supercars like this. It doesn't matter if the common citizens get killed or injured.
Madhav, I am shocked to listen the views of ex-DGP that I don't understand how many in how many cases he has favored this kind of wealthy man. But believe me, if somebody is wealthy, that does not mean a media trial or political pressure can send him to behind the bar.
Forget media trial. Answer the specific question. Why has his blood sample not been taken?
See, first of all, Madhav, the case is being registered, the car is being seized, and it is a case of accident.
How will you prove if it's drunk driving? If you don't take the blood sample for 48 hours? Tell me.
Police is investigating.
And they're not doing a very good job of that investigation.
The first thing is this, whether the Shivam Mishra was driving or not driving, whether some driver was driving, some bodyguard was driving. Or
are you aware of what the police has said in this case?
Being investigated.
Why are you believing the family's version at face value?
And as you also mentioned in your starting speech that Shivam Mishra is injured and he is being airlifted, definitely in hospital his blood samples are being checked. It is not possible that some patient who is being airlifted to Delhi that their blood samples are not being checked.
What is he being treated for? Do you know?
You have to have.
Do you know what he's being treated for?
On your system.
Rohit Agarwal, what is he being treated for? Tell me.
How can I?
You don't even know what he's been treated for, but you know his blood sample is taken. This is the problem. He's been treated for shock. For going into a shock.
When there was an accident.
My dear friend, he's been treated for going into a shock after this accident. Seizures is what we are told. Convulsions. Why his blood sample would be taken, and if it has been taken, what is the detail of whether it has been tested for alcohol positive or not?
Madhav, we have to understand and we have to respect every citizen of India, whether he is poor or whether he is rich. Being rich does not mean that we should put him behind the
bar. Even if he has driven over a few people.
All the stories to make him
He has driven over a few pedestrians, but we must give him the benefit of doubt. No, this is the kind of argument. This is the kind of argument I want to come in on. I'm going to come one by one. But I want to bring in Kapil Madan. Kapil Madan, you're a lawyer. What do you make of this argument? He says that why are you assuming that his blood sample has not been taken? If he's been airlifted for medical treatment, that surely would have happened. But whether that's happened or no, we don't have any conclusive answer. Because now the family is even trying to say that it wasn't even driving the car.
So, Madhav, let me begin by educating our viewers on the basic aspect of it. If you read the IPC and the new BNS now, you will get to know if someone commits an accident, these sections that are charged are usually bailable sections. So the question whether he is in custody, whether he is not in custody, that question is not significant insofar as this particular case is concerned. While I totally agree with you in this kind of a incident, there has to be a fair investigation. The fair investigations will disclose whether he was under an influence of alcohol, whether he was an influence of some medication, etc. I absolutely agree with you. There has to be an investigation, and if someone is trying to derail the investigation, or if someone is trying to impede the investigation, the law should take its own course, and there should be a very strict action on the accused and whomsoever who has done it. We've seen it in the Pune accident cases where the family members have also been sent to jail. It was a similar kind of an offense, but in that situation, in that case, there was a clear case of driving.
We've seen it in case after case, which is why I don't know why you're being so shy or polite or whatever it is. In this particular case, Kapil Madan,
I'm not.
Whether VVIP brats and supercars are a menace on the roads of India. It doesn't matter whether it is Pune, whether it is Mumbai, whether it's Delhi, or whether it's Kanpur. The fact is that the law always acts slowly, moves very slowly in their case. They get shielded. In the case of Pune, we even know how they managed to switch the blood sample. It was the courts that intervened and stopped it.
So Madhav, that's the reason why I myself pointed it out. You will have to look at it from two perspectives. One is from the perspective of the accident itself and what has happened post-accident. If whatever allegation you are saying that his medical have not been examined, he has been airlifted to a different jurisdiction, perhaps to impede the trial. This is a serious issue, but you will have to see it disjunctively from the accident itself. Because if you look at it from the accident's point of view...
Let me bring in Karan Verma. Karan Verma, we all know what happened in the Vikas Dubey case. A policeman gets killed, Vikas Dubey gets nabbed, and miraculously his car topples over. Now, I'm not going to get into the alacrity of the police in that particular case. But the point is that the difference in approach is very stark over here. Why?
So at the outset, our good friend Rohit Ji, my humble suggestion to him would be that because their party is a part of the government, I think they should be slightly humble when something like this happens, rather than brazening it out that, just because he's rich, he's being targeted. Had this been a common man with a WagonR who had run over someone, I can tell you he would be behind the bars. So we have to admit that we have had certain police officers, certain officials, certain bureaucrats in our government who have been corrupt to the core and have had connivance with these rich brats. We've had honest officers like Dr. Vikram Singh here. We've also had some corrupt ones, and that is why an SHO, by the way, has been removed. So, brazening it out here on national television won't help. Accept the fact that what happened was wrong. Having said that, Madhav, I have a lot of faith in the Yogi government and its commitment towards law and order. I believe that the media pressure right now is doing a tremendous job, and they will act upon it. And those officers who let him off the hook, who allowed him to go from Kanpur to Delhi without collecting the samples, they need to be under the scanner. The government needs to come out clean on why this happened rather than brazening it out here.
Absolutely. And look at the manner in which the bouncers are misbehaving with people.
That's
there is
shocking.
CCTV footage. And Rohit, why I find your statement absolutely offensive to any intelligent human being who sees that CCTV, who sees this is a person being pulled out of the car that he is driving, who sees the manner in which the bouncers are misbehaving with people despite the fact that this car has mowed over so many people. Yet this kind of arrogant response. Do people not deserve justice in this country today?
Madhav, first of all, I am not here to defend anybody. Anybody who has done an accident, he should be taken care by the law. And just being a rich, that does
you
not
are just
mean
defending
you
him,
should
sir.
make
Please.
some...
If you're taking a U-turn, then apologize and take back your turn. Because your statements, if anybody is hearing you today, just go by the visuals, and what you're stating and the family is stating is completely false. Anybody seeing these pictures can say that.
Madhav, my clear submission is FIR has been lodged, car is being seized, CCTV footage are being inspected properly, and law is taking care of the whole case.
Why no arrest? Why no blood sample?
If tomorrow blood samples are definitely been taken, because if somebody is airlifted,
sir, they have not been
you
taken.
cannot
I'm sorry
see
to inform you, you are not well informed in this case.
They are being
Madhav, it is
taken.
very
They should have been
clear,
taken
very
by now
clear.
under proper
I am
police investigation.
very
The result should have come out by now.
There is a law to take action, because there is a law to take action. If somebody is being
That
airlifted,
law has not been
if
followed,
you say
sir.
that
Mr.
blood
Agarwal,
samples have been
what is he
not
talking
been
Mr.
taken,
Agarwal,
that
the point is
something
the
else.
police was begging at the doorsteps of the mansion of this tobacco tycoon ki hame milwa do. And they were not being allowed to meet this person.
What a shame.
That is the manner in which the investigation is being carried out. Have you heard of something like this?
This is something. See, this is something preconceived for somebody just
You are
because
going
he
ahead
is
and
driving
accepted this and fired the SHO.
He is driving
You are
some
living in
expensive
La La
car
Land
that
if you are
is
in
being
denial of
preconceived.
this. Accept it
This
with
is
humility and say we'll make the improvements. Rather than brazening it out. He's sounding like Congress of 2014, unfortunately.
And it is very clear, even the SHO, if it was being alleged कि he is favoring the
If नहीं हो गया उसके साथ, if नहीं है बचा,
भैया हटा दिया उसे,
हाँ तो बोलो ये बात. Don't say this is being collected and we'll do that.
भी हुआ कि SHO favor.
Let me bring in Akhilesh. Let me bring in Akhilesh Katiyar of the Samajwadi Party. बहुत शानदार investigation हो रही है. All the laws of the land are being followed and medical sample has been taken. This is a breaking news actually, because we've never heard of any such claim being made so far. Akhilesh Katiyar ji, क्या जवाब देंगे आप रोहित को?
नहीं, ये तो उसमें ये भी बात कह रहे ना कि जब वहां एयरलिफ्ट करके गए तो वहां तो सैंपल लिया ही गया होगा. अगर इस तरीके का कोई रिप्लाई करेगा माधव साहब, गरीब के लिए कानून अलग है, अमीर के लिए कानून अलग है. उत्तर प्रदेश में ये बात दिखती है. वहां कुलदीप सेंगर का केस था जिसमें पूरा देश इन्वॉल्व था, वहां भी इस तरीके की हाल देखने को मिले. उत्तर प्रदेश में माधव साहब जंगल राज है, और जो सत्ता के साथ जो लोग खड़े हैं वो घूम रहे. यही अकेला नहीं, इस देश में अमीरों के साथ, चाहे संजीव ये BMW वाला हो, संजीव नंदा वाला केस था, उसमें 2 साल की सजा हुई थी, 6 लोग मरे थे. उसमें क्या हुआ था? ये जो वेदांत अग्रवाल वाला जो केस है, उसमें जुबनैल करके ये वो करके अभी भी क्या स्टेटस है? इस देश में जो सरकार है उसका गरीबों के प्रति नजरिया अलग है, अमीरों के प्रति नजरिया अलग है.
रोहित अग्रवाल,
चारों तरफ देखिए.
रोहित अग्रवाल, can you assure us the bulldozer will run on the mansion of this particular individual? Can you assure us that?
See, Madhav, first of all, bulldozer action is being only taken when you have occupied the government land,
Yes.
when you have occupied the house without getting the map passed. It cannot be taken.
Sir, it has happened in the case of several high-profile accused.
I want to answer.
And if they
Have you done the investigation already that all the land they occupy is perfectly legal?
What?
Have you done an investigation already into all the lands owned by the family of the Mishras?
Madhav, I am not saying that bulldozer action will not take place, but definitely if they have occupied some government land, bulldozer action will take place. But just because he was driving some expensive car, you stand a bulldozer in front of his house it's not possible and it's not legal.
Sir, the only thing is there can't be double standards when it comes to justice in this country. That is the only question that is there before the people.
There is no double standard. The problem
Mr. Vikram
is
Singh.
the police.
Mr. Vikram Singh, there's no double standard, he says.
Mr. Madhav, there is equality before law and the rule of law is supreme. I would strongly recommend Mr. Agarwal, please, the very fact that you're driving any fancy car or no car, is not relevant. What is relevant that you should subscribe to the rule of law and the application of law should be universal. I'm absolutely appalled to see policemen helplessly standing and begging the house owners to open the door and allow them to have the audience of the one and only one, K K Mishra and Shivam Mishra. This is absolutely unacceptable, and we had expected a lot more from the Kanpur police. I've been SSP Kanpur for 3 years. I know the Mijaz of Kanpur. You should be absolutely firm and should have come down like a ton of brick, and you did not. And to have a brazen defense just because he is rich, forget rich and poor, you should subscribe to the rule of law. You cannot unleash your bouncers or the innocent passers-by of Gwaltoli. And by suspending the inspector alone, the entire Thana should have been placed under suspension.
Okay.
You have been absolutely soft peddling and pussyfooting on this issue.
Karan Verma, quick 20-second response. He says this reflects on the law and order situation of Uttar Pradesh. Do you agree with the
that
SP
is an
spokesperson?
unfair remark. Whether it's dakati, whether it's conviction as far as rapes are concerned, crimes against women, every single parameter this government has delivered. The UP government under Yogi Adityanath has delivered. So to make this one incident where yes, pressure should be put, to make it a commentary on law and order, where Jungle Raj remains synonymous with the Samajwadi Party and in Bihar with Lalu Prasad
Well,
Yadav.
in
So
my
that
book,
doesn't
if there
take
is
away
one
from
case where any government is found wanting, that's one case too many.
Absolutely,
and I think in such
absolutely.
high-profile
And we should
cases,
put pressure.
there has to be
Sure,
justice.
sure.
Just because somebody is rich and powerful,
Sure.
they cannot get away with it. Rohit Agarwal, Karan Verma, Dr. Vikram Singh, Kapil Madan, Akhilesh Katiyar, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening.